I do feel like it is the lose-lose for Drake, just because Drake's not gonna drop a mid verse. I mean, just period. We know that. It's just because the bar is set extremely high. You feel what I'm saying? I believe Drake can get on a Metro Boomin beat and say the most outlandish things, and he's not gonna reach the bar. One, because you're not going to say anything that make people be like, ooh, when it comes to Kendrick, because Kendrick is one of the very, very few in this game that has no smut on his name. You feel what I'm saying? Um,
Drake, the global superstar whose hits have dominated charts and parts worldwide, now finds himself in an impossible predicament. Despite his unparalleled success, Drake is caught in a lose-lose situation that even his lyrical genius can't navigate. Critics are circling, fans are divided, and the stakes have never been higher. But how did the king of modern hip-hop end up here, and what could this mean for his career? Today, we're diving deep into the heart of this controversy to unravel the complex web that Drake is entangled in. Buckle up, because this story is as riveting as any of Drake's anthems, and it's unfolding right before our eyes. But before that, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's dive in. Drake has found himself in a tricky situation. Since the release of the Not Like His video, there's been a whirlwind of analysis and speculation. Fans and critics alike have dissected every frame, uncovering hidden messages and subtle jabs, particularly from Kendrick Lamar, known for his strategic and calculated moves. One notable take came from DJ Akademiks, who had some advice for Drake on his next move. In his clip, Akademiks suggested Drake should hold off on releasing any new music until after September 1st. According to Akademiks, the best strategy for Drake would be to let the Not Like Us video breathe and dominate the summer without interference.
Drake does OVO Fest usually annually. He didn't do it this year, but he usually does it every year, has a tremendous impact for his region, puts a lot of people on, brings out new artists. It does a lot. Same with J. Cole with Dreamville Fest. And my only thing was that
by avoiding a direct competition, Drake could avoid his new track being constantly compared to Kendrick's hit. Akademiks believes that any new release from Drake during this period would be overshadowed and inevitably compared to Not Like Us, further fueling the latter's success. Here's a snippet of what Akademiks said. Drake should drop nothing before September 1st. Let the Not Like Us music video live for 2 months. You don't want to release a record that has to compete with a cultural anthem or a club banger like Not Like Us. If Drake drops a record now, it will always be compared to Not Like This and Like That, which will keep those songs in the limelight. Let it die down first, and then come back strong. While Akademiks' advice is sound, it's clear that Kendrick Lamar isn't planning to ease up. Kendrick's relentless approach means Drake can't wait forever. Eventually, Drake will have to release new music, but the question is, how can he do it without getting overshadowed by Kendrick's consistent drops? Kendrick seems poised to keep the pressure on, continuously releasing new tracks that keep the spotlight on him and make it harder for Drake to stage a successful comeback. Drake is facing a tough battle in the music world right now. With the release of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us video, the song's popularity is only growing. Even if Drake waits until September to drop new music, Kendrick is likely to strike first with a new single or even an album in August. Kendrick isn't just going to rely on Not Like Us to carry him through the summer. He's been waiting for this moment to keep the pressure on Drake. Kendrick is determined to ensure Drake gains no momentum. His upcoming album is expected to be full of hits, much like his previous album, Damned. That album was a perfect mix of conscious rap and chart-topping bangers, and Kendrick aims to replicate that success. He's been gunning for Drake for a long time and has carefully planned his moves to overshadow Drake's releases. By the time Drake is ready to drop new music, Kendrick will likely have already set the stage with another major release. The cultural landscape heavily favors Kendrick right now. While Drake has a massive pop and international audience, Kendrick has captured the core of hip-hop culture. This cultural endorsement has only grown stronger with the release of Not Like Us and its music video. By September, this song will still be a dominant force, making it difficult for Drake to release something that can compete. The situation is even worse for Drake because the Not Like Us video has amplified the song's impact, further damaging Drake's reputation. If Drake tries to release a new track next week, Kendrick is prepared to counter with another release. Kendrick reportedly has more than 5 tracks ready to go, all strategically planned to maintain his lead. Kendrick's approach is calculated. Despite his low profile on social media, he's acutely aware of what's happening and is making strategic moves. People who don't post much on social media are often the ones to watch out for. They observe and plan without revealing their strategies. Kendrick's silence on platforms like Instagram doesn't mean he's not engaged. It means he's preparing his next move carefully. This meticulous planning and the element of surprise give Kendrick a significant advantage. He's been quietly plotting, ensuring every step is perfectly timed to keep Drake off balance. For Drake, this means any attempt to regain footing will be met with a swift response from Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar has been meticulously studying Drake, watching his videos, interviews, and viral moments to understand and dismantle him. This strategy involves gathering as much information as possible while keeping Drake in the dark about his next move. Kendrick plans to be more visible, similar to his Damn It era, by releasing music videos and engaging with the culture. The numbers reflect this excitement, silencing critics who once called Kendrick boring or incapable of producing hits. Drake's diss track, Family Matters, aimed at Kendrick, didn't have the staying power it needed. It recently dropped out of the Billboard Hot 100, while Kendrick's tracks like Euphoria and Not Like Us continue to dominate. The culture has clearly chosen Kendrick's music over Drake's recent releases, not just based on Billboard positions, but because these songs resonate more with listeners. Drake's next release, whether a song or an album, will undoubtedly get millions of views and chart success. However, the real question is whether it will have the same impact. With his reputation taking a significant hit, it's going to be challenging for Drake to sway public opinion back in his favor. Kendrick's calculated approach ensures he's always one step ahead. Despite his quiet social media presence, he's been carefully planning his next moves. This strategic silence makes his actions even more impactful. Kendrick's focus isn't just on releasing music, but on creating a lasting impression that keeps the audience engaged and eagerly anticipating his next move. The hip-hop world is watching closely as this battle unfolds. Kendrick's relentless pursuit and Drake's efforts to reclaim his throne create a high-stakes game. Every move is critical, and the competition is fierce. Kendrick's visibility and cultural impact are at an all-time high, making it difficult for Drake to regain his momentum. No matter what Drake releases, Kendrick Lamar is poised to overshadow it. The industry's tide has turned against Drake, largely due to his own missteps. Drake underestimated Kendrick, believing he would remain unchallenged at the top. However, Kendrick has proven to be the voice the culture resonates with, creating a seismic shift in the music landscape. Kendrick's approach to this battle is unique and highly strategic. If someone like Joe Budden or Meek Mill had taken the same shots, it might not have had the same impact. Kendrick's creativity and the way he crafts his bars set him apart. Lines like the A minor reference and others are not just clever, they elevate his message and resonate deeply with the audience. This meticulous curation of his art is what garners respect and admiration from fans and critics alike. The industry is buzzing with Kendrick's every move, while Drake's dominance is being challenged. The cultural shift is evident, and Kendrick's calculated strategy ensures he's always a step ahead. His ability to deliver his message in a way that no one else can makes him a formidable opponent. The music scene is unpredictable, with new developments unfolding daily. Despite Drake's significant influence and fan base, he now faces the challenge of regaining his momentum in a landscape that is increasingly favoring Kendrick. Kendrick's ability to blend creativity with strategic precision has redefined the standards in the industry. Using Twitter to simply call out Drake with a scandalous accusation would be a cheap shot. Imagine Kendrick tweeting something like, "I'm not rapping with a pedo," and people instantly declaring him the winner. Drake couldn't really respond to that. But Kendrick chose a different route. He decided to beat Drake at his own game, saying provocative things that made everyone see him as the victor, even if the shock value was removed. This beef could have lasted longer, giving fans more amazing tracks from both artists if it hadn't been derailed by those controversial accusations. The scandalous claims shifted the focus entirely, ruining what could have been a prolonged and epic battle. Initially, there was no clear winner, just the potential for greatness. When Family Matters dropped, anticipation was high. Then the feud took a weird turn, overshadowed by those accusations. Kendrick's strategy, though, was meticulous. Without the scandal, dropping Meet the Grams just 20 minutes after Drake's release would have kept the momentum going. The battle would have intensified, with Drake likely coming back with another response. But bringing up those accusations and following it up with another track felt like overkill. It was a strategic move, but it diverted the beef from its musical roots to something more controversial. The respect for Kendrick's strategy is undeniable. His approach was like strategic warfare, carefully planned and executed. But the introduction of scandalous elements changed the dynamics completely. It wasn't just about the music anymore, it became a battle of narratives. If Kendrick had kept it about the music, this rivalry could have continued to build, pushing both artists to deliver their best work. The controversy overshadowed the artistry, making it about the drama rather than the music. Despite this, Kendrick's tactical brilliance in navigating the situation showcased his ability to control the narrative and keep the audience engaged. The respect for his strategic mind remains, even if the path taken was unexpected. Kendrick Lamar played his cards perfectly, making brilliant moves that left Drake in a tough spot. Kendrick's strategies, combined with other tactics, created a situation where Drake couldn't easily respond. If Drake tried to defend himself, it would just fuel the narrative that only guilty people defend themselves. This made Kendrick's victory seem even more decisive. Drake finds himself in a lose-lose situation. Everyone knows Drake doesn't release mediocre verses. His work is always top-notch. However, the bar is set so high that even his best efforts might not be enough. The pressure is immense. Even if Drake delivered an incredible verse on a Metro Boomin beat, it might not be enough to sway public opinion. Kendrick's moves have made it difficult for Drake to come back with something that would truly wow the audience. Kendrick's tactics were more than just clever, they were strategically designed to put Drake on the defensive. The accusations and subsequent actions were a masterclass in strategic warfare, leaving Drake with limited options. Defending himself would only make him look worse, and trying to outdo Kendrick musically is an uphill battle. The stakes are high, and the cultural narrative is not in Drake's favor. Drake's talent and reputation as a top-tier artist are unquestionable. Yet in this scenario, it's not just about the music, it's about perception and public opinion. Kendrick's moves have shifted the narrative so dramatically that even Drake's best efforts might fall short. The challenge for Drake is not just to produce great music, but to change the story that Kendrick has crafted so well. Kendrick Lamar stands out as one of the very few artists in the game with an untarnished reputation. Other beefs have exposed weaknesses in their targets. The feud with Meek Mill, for example, highlighted his Twitter fingers and taunted him with lines like "your girl," "your world tour," and "your girl." Pusha T's jabs at Drake, suggesting he lived under his brother's shadow and didn't sell what he claimed, hit hard. But what can be thrown at Kendrick? There's nothing scandalous to exploit. Any conflict with Kendrick boils down to a pure lyrical battle, and in that arena, Kendrick shines. While Drake may be considered a better overall artist, Kendrick's lyricism and versatility give him the upper hand. The ability to switch styles and deliver complex, thought-provoking verses sets Kendrick apart. The biggest advantage Kendrick holds is the shock value he brings to his music. This element of surprise keeps listeners on edge, never knowing what to expect next. Kendrick's clean reputation, combined with his lyrical prowess and strategic approach, makes him a formidable opponent in any musical battle. Kendrick's ability to maintain a spotless image while delivering hard-hitting, versatile lyrics puts him in a unique position. The drama of hip-hop beef often involves personal attacks, but Kendrick's strength lies in his artistry and the respect he commands in the industry. This dynamic makes any rivalry with Kendrick fascinating, as it becomes a battle of pure skill and creativity rather than scandal and controversy. Is Drake really in a lose-lose situation? Can he ever regain his status? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Then, check out this next video if you don't know the addiction that destroyed Drake's career. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.